The film opens in 895 AD, deep in the North Atlantic, where we meet King Orvindil Warraven, a respected Viking king just returning from a triumphant battle. He's greeted by his people and especially by his son, the young Prince Amleth, who is thrilled to see his father return safely. Amleth idolizes his father and longs for the day he can become a great leader himself. King Orvindil, though powerful, has seen many battles and is weary. He senses that his time may be coming to an end and decides to use this opportunity to initiate Amleth into manhood and prepare him for the responsibilities he'll one day inherit. To mark this milestone, the king and Amleth undergo a sacred ritual together, led by Hymir the Fool, a trusted advisor and shaman. In a dimly lit hall, surrounded by firelight and drums, they drink from ceremonial bowls, chant, and bond in a primal, trance-like state. This ritual is intended to strengthen Amleth's spirit and prepare him for the weight of leadership. As part of this rite, Amleth swears an oath to protect his family and kingdom. However, the celebration is short-lived. In a shocking act of betrayal, King Orvindil's brother, Fjalmar, stages a bloody coup. During a casual outing, Fjalmar and his men ambush Orvindil, killing him ruthlessly in front of Amleth's eyes. Young Amleth watches in horror as his beloved father is struck down, and he's forced to flee, barely escaping with his life. Before he goes, though, he swears a haunting vow, repeating words that will drive his every action: "I will avenge you, father. I will save you, mother. I will kill you, Fjalmar." Heartbroken and terrified, Amleth leaves his home and childhood behind, clutching only his fierce promise for revenge. Years pass, and Amleth transforms into a hardened, relentless warrior. He joins a band of Vikings and fights across foreign lands, gradually becoming known for his strength and brutality. His sole motivation remains his childhood vow, and every battle only sharpens his resolve. By now, he is a man of few words, dedicated wholly to the bloody art of war. Then, during one brutal raid, he encounters a mysterious seeress in the ruins of a conquered village. Dressed in traditional garb and moving with an otherworldly grace, she seems to recognize him and recites his vow back to him, reminding him of the purpose that first drove him. She prophesies that he will face his destiny back in Iceland and that his journey is not yet complete. She also warns him that his fate is tied to a battle that will take place in a fiery land, and that someone close to him may ultimately betray him. With his course now set, Amleth sneaks aboard a slave ship bound for Iceland, the home he hasn't seen in many years. On board, he meets Olga of the Birch Forest, a strong-willed and independent Slavic woman also taken as a captive. Despite the grim circumstances, a mutual respect forms between them. They bond over their shared sense of defiance against those who have wronged them, and Amleth reveals to her his hidden identity and his plan to avenge his father. Olga, admiring his resolve, agrees to help him, and they quietly begin to prepare for the danger that awaits. When they reach Iceland, Amleth learns that his uncle Fjalmar has lost much of the power he once stole. No longer a king, he now lives as a mere chieftain on a modest farm, far removed from the royal court and influence he once held. Fjalmar has married Amleth's mother, Queen Gudrun, and together they have a young son, Gunnar. With his old life gone and his mother seemingly complicit in the betrayal, Amleth's hatred grows even deeper. Nevertheless, he keeps his identity hidden, posing as a slave on Fjalmar's farm, biding his time until he can strike. In his guise as a slave, Amleth begins a quiet, chilling campaign to terrorize Fjalmar and his household. He uses his knowledge of Viking lore and his training to set traps, murder Fjalmar's guards, and leave gruesome messages. The violence escalates over time as Amleth moves through the shadows, striking fear into the hearts of everyone on the farm. He mutilates and displays the bodies of Fjalmar's men in symbolic ways, invoking Norse mythology to haunt his uncle and create an atmosphere of dread. While planning his revenge, Amleth deepens his connection with Olga. Together, they envision a life beyond this cycle of violence, dreaming of freedom and family. Their shared longing gives Amleth new strength, but it also begins to complicate his singular focus on vengeance. The relationship softens his hardened heart, but he remains resolute in his mission, especially as he uncovers more of the truth behind his family's betrayal. One night, Amleth finally confronts his mother, Gudrun, and demands to know the reason for her betrayal. To his horror, she reveals that she hated his father and never wanted to marry him. In a shocking twist, she admits that she played a willing role in the plot to kill King Orvindil and that she sees Fjalmar, not Amletha's father, as her true love. Gudrun even expresses joy at Amletha's disappearance, claiming that his father's death freed her from a life of misery. This revelation shatters Amletha's world. No longer is he simply avenging a beloved father, now he's faced with the stark reality that his mother's betrayal was deliberate, and his family was fractured long before his father's murder. In that moment, Amletha's path becomes more complex, no longer driven by simple vengeance but by a need to right the wrongs that have poisoned his lineage. As the tension builds, Amletha's actions become even more violent and desperate. In a brutal act of revenge, he kills his half-brother, Gunnar, Fjalmar's young son. This is a devastating blow to Fjalmar, who, in his rage, challenges Amleth to a final confrontation. He demands they meet at the gates of Hell, a volcanic mountain where their fate will be decided in a fiery showdown. Before facing Fjalmar, Amleth goes to Olga, who reveals that she is pregnant with their twins. He realizes that he has a legacy to protect, and although it breaks his heart, he understands that he must face his uncle, even if it means sacrificing his life. With a heavy heart, he bids farewell to Olga, asking her to raise their children in a place far from the violence and bloodshed that has consumed his life. The final confrontation takes place amidst the fiery, molten lava at the gates of Hell. Amleth and Fjalmar engage in an epic battle, wielding swords and unleashing years of anger and resentment on each other. Surrounded by the blazing heat of the volcano, the two warriors push themselves to their limits, exchanging blow after blow in a fight that is as much about vengeance as it is about reclaiming honor. Eventually, both men land fatal strikes. Fjalmar dies, but not before delivering a mortal wound to Amleth. As Amleth lies dying, he experiences a vision of Olga with their unborn children, a sight that fills him with peace. In his final moments, he sees his children free from the cycle of vengeance that has defined his own life. Content in the knowledge that his bloodline will live on, Amleth accepts his death, having finally fulfilled his oath. The film closes on this somber note, reflecting on the high cost of vengeance and the cyclical nature of violence.